Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And the network, okay. This is the data communication subject in your third semester. I would like to draw you a very basic map of that. So the course that we will be covering is the data communication. Actually, in your university, the course name is data communication. But generally, this is actually computer networking in data communication. Computer networking in data communication. So even if you go to the books, most of the books, they also say computer networking in data communication. But for simplicity, we are calling this subject only the data communication subject. So this subject has two portions, generally one portion in two portions. The first portion is the network part. In this network part, we will be studying the network fundamentals. That's we have to study the basic concepts of network. Then in the fourth semester, when we are going to the server side, we have to know these concepts, okay? I will provide you some examples. Suppose we will be studying what's network, what's inter-network, LAN, MAN, WAN, the topology, the IPv4 addresses, some other OSI model, network devices, switch, router, hubs, and so on. So we'll be studying the network fundamentals. So I have to say, this will take us till the midterm, okay? We'll be studying this network portion till midterm, okay? When we are done with the midterm, then we will go to the next section, or next portion, that is the data communication portion, Now in this portion, we'll be going to some standard creation organizations. We will go to what is signal, frequency, all those things. Then we'll go to how to convert data into signal. How is the computer converting data into signal back to into data, and we'll study the analog signal, the digital signal, and all the conversion types of that. So if we say our semester is for 4 months, so this will take 2 months. The network part will be for 2 months, and also the data comp part, this will be for 2 months. And this network part is very important. This portion is very important for your 5th semester, for your 6th semester, and for your 7th semester, because this concept of network, it will not repeat for you again. So, and one more thing, this course is I have to say fully theoretical, but we can have 1 or 2 labs if the lockdown is ended, okay? Among those 2 labs, one will be the cabling. We have to have a cabling practice, so we can have that practice. That's not a very good lab actually, okay? That's a simple cabling practice, how to make the cable, straight cable, cross cable, and all those things. And the second thing will be, we will create, I have to say create, a simple work group network. So we will be using a switch, maybe 2 switches, your computers, maybe 10 computers. In the cables, we'll be just connecting the computers to each other. We'll configure the IP addresses, we'll have some data sharing, and that's it. A very basic work group network, if the lockdown was ended. Otherwise, the entire course is theoretical. In this theoretical concept is very important, because in the 4th semester, you have the server side in networking. This concept is important for you. In the 5th semester, you will be studying network administration. Again, this concept, this theory is very important for you. These are the basics for you. Okay. So I will go back to the slide and I will read the, okay, that's good. So maybe this first chapter is very easy for you, okay? Just be patient. That's what the course outline says, and we will be just go through it very faster if you would like to. Now, coming to the definition of the network. So this is the outline. We'll study what's network, internetwork, and internet, then the categories of network, types of network, and so on. And one more thing, whenever you feel that it's enough for today, just write me in the chat section that today is enough, okay? There's no problem in the timing. So now, network. A network is a set of devices or nodes connected by communication media or communication links. So network is actually a set of devices. In the terminology of network, we can call them nodes. Nodes is A node can be a computer. Over here it says a node can be a computer, a printer, a switch, a router, or any other device that can send and receive the message. So we can say the connection of two or more than two computers is called a network. Or we can say that network is the connection of devices connected by communication links, means connected by cables, or maybe it's wireless. Okay, that's I can find. And there is another definition for the network. Okay, okay, I can write as well. A network is a collection of hardware devices and software protocols that connect computing devices. Okay, so I will just go to the whiteboard and I would like to demonstrate this to you. So in the whiteboard, I will use the touch screen to make things faster. So let's say this is a switch. I'm sure you know what is a switch. A switch is a device which is used to connect the networks. We have a specific chapter in this course, and we will study very much details about what is switch. Suppose there is one computer, there is another computer connected to this switch, there is another computer connected to the switch, computer A, computer B is there, computer C is there. Let's say this is computer D, and let's say this we have a printer. Okay, I will just write a P, printer. Over there, let's say we have a server. This is S, server. So this is a very basic network. Network is a connection of devices, one device, two devices, three devices, four devices, five devices, six devices, which are connected using communication links. Now, these are communication links: one cable, two cable, three cable, four cable, five, and six. These are communication links. These devices are connected by communication links. Now, another definition was that network is a collection of hardware devices. So this printer is a hardware device. This laptop is a hardware device. Maybe a smartphone, a scanner, a server. All of these are hardware devices. In software protocol, this is very important. Now, software protocol, generally I'm talking, not specifically, these computers communicate using the IP address, Internet Protocol address. We have a very specific chapter for IP addressing. We will study IP addressing from A to Z. Whatever I know about IP address, I will tell you all of them to you. Okay, so we have a specific chapter. IP address is the Internet Protocol address. Computers are communicating with each other using this IP address. So this is a protocol, this is a protocol, and protocols can be software, because we cannot call a protocol to be a hardware. Okay, it's software. So network is a collection of hardware devices and software protocols. So this IP is a software protocol which are used to communicate with each other. Now, going back to the slide, what is the purpose of network? Why we have network? Why we connect the devices? The main purpose of a network is sharing resources. We are creating networks to share resources. We are creating the networks to share resources. Now, what is a resource? I will write over here. So the main purpose of network is sharing resources. Now, in networking, resources can be data. We are sharing data. I'm sending you an email. That's simple, data. Resources can be hardware resources. Hardware resources. Hardware resources, I will give you two examples. I'm sure you are familiar with both of them. Hard disk drive or printer. We can share printer and hard disk drive. Okay. How we share printer? We can share a printer for other users, so that other users will use the same printer. They can print on the same printer. So that's also by the help of network. And how we share the hard disk? A very basic example for sharing a hard disk is over here, the Google Drive. I don't know no one knows where is the physical hard drive of Google, but they have given me 15 GB space, so I can use it. In fact, Google has shared their hard disk drive with me by the network, by the help of network. So resources can be hardware resources, of course. Resources can be softwares. We can share a software with our friends, with our colleagues, with our students, lecturers, and so on. and resources can be internet. I simply just turn on the hotspot of my mobile and I would like to share my internet to the computer. So I'm creating the network to share a resource which is called internet. So the main purpose of networking is sharing resources, sharing data, sharing hardware, sharing software, sharing internet. That's the main purpose of the network. Going back to the slide, if you have questions, you can post me in the chat section. Okay, that's all. It's here. It says whatever I told you. Now, coming to internet work, I would like to explain this to you again on the whiteboard. Internet work. So, I will clear this. Whatever is on the whiteboard, I would like to clear this, and I will expand the whiteboard as well. Okay, so let me have. Okay, that's fine. So I will just. That's not really interesting. Okay, so everything is gone now. See, computer is connecting devices. We are connecting devices to make a network. So we can connect devices using a switch. We can connect devices using a hub. We can connect devices using bridge. We can connect devices using AP, access point. Let me write it the full form. Access point in the case of wireless. So we can connect devices using switch, bridge, and access point. So because I would like to write it in this manner, switch, bridge, and access point. Okay, I will write it simply. Switch, bridge, hub, access point. We can connect computers using a switch, using a bridge, using a hub. We have a specific chapter that will study what is bridge, what is switch, what is hub. We'll study this in this semester, okay, right before your midterm. Now, so if it's a switch or bridge or hub, we are connecting computer using a switch, bridge or hub, and this is simply called a network. So network is the connection of devices. Network is the connection of devices. Remember this, network is the connection of devices. Now, suppose there is a company, okay, not a company, university, that's Dunia University. They have a specific network. They have the switches, one or more switches. They have access points. They have computers connecting to the network. They have shared printers, shared drives, everything. They have a complete network. Okay, and there is the Ministry of Higher Education, MOHI. They also have their own network. They have switches, some routers, servers, printers, everything. They have their own network. And over there is the Kabul University. They also have switches, bridges, servers, and everything. Okay, they have a complete network. Now, we would like them to be connected to each other. Suppose Dunia University would like to enter their marks into the database of Ministry of Higher Education directly. So this network must be connected. There is a device called router. In graphically, router is demonstrated or represented by this symbol. This is the graphical representation for a router. So we have router. Router is used to connect networks together and form internetwork. This is now an internetwork. I will say it again. We are using switch, bridge, and hub to connect computers with each other, and finally we get a network. We use router to connect networks to each other, and what we get is internetwork. So network is connection of devices. Internetwork is connection of networks. Internetwork is connection of networks. And I hope this is clear with you. If there is any question, you can post me in the chat section. So same thing. Here it says we use hub, bridge, and switches to form network. We have switch, bridge for network, but in the networking, for the networking purpose, we are using the routers. And network is a connection of network. Sorry, internetwork is a connection of networks. Now, going to internet. I'm sure you already know what's internet. Technically, internet and internetwork are the same. So I can say internet and internet network, they are technically the same. So if I come here again to the same scenario, I will say technically internet, okay, internet and internetwork, they are technically the same. Why they are the same? Because network is a collection of or connection of, internet network is connection of networks. Internet is also connection of networks, but internet network is very small. Suppose let's say there is a company, they have a main branch in Kabul, and they have like three branches in Kandahar, Balkh, in Herat. So now there is four sides: Kabul, Herat, Mazar, Kandahar, and they are connecting these to each other. So this is called simple an internet network. Internet network. This is called internet network. But we cannot call it internet, because when we say internet, we think of a very large internet network that covers the entire world. That's a global network. So we can say that internet is a connection of thousands of networks which covers the entire world, which is a global network, global internet network. So I think you got the point. Technically, internet network is also a connection of networks. Internet is also a connection of networks, but internet covers a small geographical area, one country, one province, maybe even one university. But internet is a global system. It must cover the entire world. That's a very large global system. If you have a question, post me in the chat section. If you got whatever I said, just write yes in the chat. If you got whatever I said, write yes in the chat section. Okay. Thank you, Ashraf. Thank you. Reconnecting something. Siavash, thank you. Kaihan Abdul Basit and AFG. I don't know. Milad, I think that's Faisal. Those ladies. Any lady? Did you get what I said? Thank you, Asya. Is that Asya? Am I reading that correct or no? I don't know. Okay. So we'll go ahead. Okay. We will go ahead with the lecture, and thank you. Okay. Thank you all. So now there are categories of network. I will go again to the whiteboard, and I would like to explain that to you in this whiteboard. Okay. Ahmad Zaki, you can tell me what would you like to say? Ahmad
Nothing,
Zaki,
sir.
you raised your hand.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, no problem. Ashraf raised your hand. Tell me what you want to say.
Hi, sir. I want to say, if how can I connect my, how can I share my resources with the internet? For example, if I want to share something from my computer with the whole world, so someone from other part of the world can see what I'm sharing without actually trying to buy servers or anything. I mean, sharing something from my own.
Okay, thank you. Muhammad Rahim, thank you. I didn't forget you. Okay, now coming to your question, how can we share data with the rest of the world? One basic example can be a simple web blog. Have you heard of something called web blog? Did you hear of this web blog? We have website, and we have the web blog. This website is like a complete website. We have to have a domain name for that. Let's say kabul.com. That will be the domain name, www.kabul.com. We have to have a domain name for that. We have to hire a developer to design this website for us. We have to update this website day to day. So that's our website. That's a very basic way of sharing data with the rest of the world. Another way to share the data with the rest of the world is simple, very basic example I'm telling you, using weblog. What's weblog? There are people who have some websites There are people, they are having some websites. In these websites, okay, I think it was some earthquake, something. I hope you all are safe. I will just explain you what was this. Okay, there are people, they are developed some websites. In these websites, I have to say, you can create your web blog. Okay, they will allow you to create a web blog. Web blog is a part of the website. Suppose if I have a very good website and I would like to allow others to create web blog, so in my website, hundreds of people can create their web blog. So that's simply sharing data with the rest of the world. In another very basic example for the sharing of the data with the world is your Facebook statement. You go to your Facebook, write feelings sick or feeling healthy or feeling fine or feeling fantastic, and make it public. Everyone can access that. In another good way of sharing data with the rest of the world is that you go to google.com, search your Facebook name. So whatever you are posting publicly on the Facebook, in fact, you are sharing this with the rest of the world. So go to the Google, write your full Facebook name in the Google, then go to images and everything, you will see what information regarding yourself is on the Google. Ashraf, you have a question, tell me.
Yes, sir. I know how these systems work, but I actually want to know I can set up a server for my own. For example, how Facebook set up a server and they connect it to the network.
Okay, in that case, one example is the web server. You have to purchase a server at your home. You have to have a public IP address. I'm sure you know of that. If you're asking this question, I'm sure you know what's public IP address. You have to purchase public IP address. You have to purchase domain, and you have to have a website. Now, the websites are different. There's not a single website. If you're talking about you being able to have a social network like Facebook available to the world, you can do that. But you have to develop the social network first. Connecting the network to the internet is very easy. You just need one public IP address. That's it. One public IP address, a server machine in configuration. That's it. You can connect to the world. So if you're done with this, okay. Yeah, to Ashraf again, you have raised your hand. Yes.
Sir, the internet modem can be a switch?
Internal modem?
The internet modem.
Okay, you just watch the screen, I will write it. Do you say this internal modem or you say internet modem? Is this modem, right? Modem.
It's modem, sir. Yes, modem.
Okay, internal modem. So, see, this modem is a small device from the perspective of one technology, that's wide area network. This is a small device that is connecting the clients, the users, to the ISP, internet service providers. Nowadays, when you would like to connect to the internet, suppose, okay, I will draw this for you. Suppose this is ISP. This is the ISP, internet service provider. Let's say ISP Aftel, Afghan Telecom. Now we would like to have a cable from them. And at home, nowadays, right now, we can connect it directly to the router. We can connect this link directly to our router, and from router we can connect it to the switches, and from switches to other switches, and from switches to the access points, wireless network, and we can have our network. And these modems, they are changing. Any one of you have seen a very small modem? Okay, did you see that a company, or do you have a DSL connection at your home? They are having a point-to-point device, and to provide some power to that device, they are using a very small modem adapter. That's like the charger of a laptop machine. That's also a modem. So modems are different. Previously, we had to use modem. Nowadays, we can connect the ISP link directly to our router. Okay. If your questions are answered, I would go to the categories of network, and I would like to explain what are the three main categories of a network. So the first category will be the LAN,
Yes.
which is the, thank you, the local network, local area network. This is the first category. Now, local area network, okay, I will write all of them at once. And then we have the MAN, which is the metropolitan area network, that's called MAN. And lastly, we have some thing called WAN, which is wide area network. Now, coming to the local area network. Local area network is a very basic example. For the local area network is, I'm connecting my smartphone, okay? Suppose I'm connecting my smartphone with my PC. I'm connecting my smartphone with my PC. That's a very basic example of the local area network. Another example is, if you are having a switch like this, like we said before, this is a switch, and we are having few computers connected to the switch. This is another basic example for the local area network. So the local area network can cover a small office, even it can be at homes, it can be in universities or small offices. Okay, so that's the local area network, LAN. So now MAN, metropolitan area network, this covers an entire city. So it covers a larger area. LAN covers a home, a small office, or a university campus. But MAN covers an entire city. While you are walking in Kabul city, have you ever noticed that there is a AWCC super Wi-Fi? Have you seen this in your smartphones while you're walking around in the Kabul city? This is a very basic example for the MAN, metropolitan area network, that's available only in Kabul city. And this is a wireless network actually, and that's something called WiMAX. I don't want to talk about WiMAX right now. Thank you, Muhammad Rahim, and reconnecting. They have seen this. Okay, thank you. So this is called WiMAX technology. So this covers an entire city. So the area the MAN covers is larger. Now WAN, first point I have to say is connection of networks. WAN is connection of networks. I have to say WAN is connection of LAN networks. Means if you have two or more than two LANs, we will get WAN network, wide area network. It covers larger area. Okay, it covers larger area. How large? One covers like on country level. Okay, an entire country. Or maybe it's more than a country, maybe there are multiple countries, maybe there is a network, one network which covers multiple countries, maybe it covers a continent, Qara. So okay, it's like covers a larger area. That's about one. So all I would like you to understand that LAN is the local area network, covers a smaller area like home, office, university. MAN is the metropolitan area network, covers a city. That's it. And WAN is the connection of LAN networks, which covers a country or multiple countries or a continent. If this is what you understood, this is fine. If you got this, write yes in your chat section. Then I will ask you, is this very hard for you to write yes in the chat section? Yeah, some students are there, maybe it's wasting their time, like Fardeen and so on. Thank you. So we are done with the LAN. There are more points. You can go to that. You can read about that. I just gave you the main concept. There is the WAN, there is the MAN, all is done. Now coming to the types of networks, I would like you, okay, Kaihan is back. I will read your chat as well. So thank you all. Thank you, Abdul Basit. So now coming to the types of network. In the types of network, we have two types of network. Okay, we have before I explain this, I have to tell you that we have about 5 minutes and 40 seconds time. Now someone is writing on the screen. Now point number 1, I have to stop this video because it's already 35 minutes video, and for the next to continue the lecture I have to start another video. So do you want to have another video right away today, or you think this is enough for today and you would like to have another video next time, maybe Wednesday?